Ready, set, plant! What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Team Pizza Plays Plants vs. Zombies. I, of course, am Whatthefnu, and in this episode... Oh, excuse my face, I'm so sorry. We're gonna be showing off a very particular plant here. This is the potato mine. Now, what a lot of people tend to use the potato mine for is, you'll notice it's kind of buried itself in the ground here. It takes time to arm itself like the description told us. However, as soon as that thing comes up, it'll be able to destroy the first zombie that walks over it. Now, you may be wondering, why am I doing this? Aren't more zombies gonna come? Well, no, actually. We were talking about delaying tactics in the last episode. And you'll notice, if I stall and I don't kill that zombie right away, it takes much longer for his other buddy to come in and try to help him out. And I can double down on this too. I can place another potato mine there, and I don't even have to work. The thing is, these guys only cost 25 sun, while my pea shooters here cost 100 each. I have so much extra sun to work with here, I can just keep building up my sunflower reserve and generate myself more energy to work with so quickly and so soon that by the time I'm faced with any real threats, I've already got a major advantage that the developers didn't really intend me to have. This is something I will forever call the Nintendo Capri Sun strategy, because he's the one who introduced me to it, and yeah, it flat out breaks the game. As you'll notice, I'm really in a good spot here. I've almost got 2 full lines of sunflowers ready to go, and we've barely even started. I'm still perfectly fine. I have not lost anything for doing that. Now, the thing is, I know this game can be beaten without that strategy, because I've used it, because I've done so in the past many times before I learned to do that. So, I'm not going to be using it. I know it's more efficient, I know it's more powerful, and I know it's the best way to go about things, but I feel like it's just making things too easy. I feel like it's a cheat in many different ways. Aha! This guy. This guy is an issue. This is a pole vault zombie. Now, what his deal is, he'll run really quickly and hop over the first thing he comes to. Now, that's kind of a problem because you've got defenses like the tall nut, or the walnut, sorry, tall nut comes way later, that you usually use to protect yourself. He can render those basically unusable, unless you're smart and you put the walnut a little farther forward than normal. That way he jumps over that and you've still got a little bit of space to work with, because he slows down after he does the jump. He doesn't move nearly as quickly as he does before. Ah, boy. And I already placed down my nut. No. 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 Not even getting there. Temporary solution, permanent problem. 1 shot, 1 kill, but now I'm down 150 sun, and I can't use that thing again for a little while. You just gotta make do with what you've got in a lot of situations. And you got a lot of cooldowns to manage here. What the hell, let's throw it down here just for the hell of it. I've been saying that a lot lately, just for the hell of it. Like, when you edit your own gameplay footage together, you really start to notice when your speaking habits. You start to pick up on all of the different things you say that you never knew were part of your diction before. And there we go. Now we've got the first instance of an advanced tower, if you will. This is the snow pea. It's basically a pea shooter. It fires at the exact same rate and does the exact same damage. However, it has an added effect. Anything that it hits will be frozen. It'll be slowed down, chilled to the bone, and it will advance much more slowly. Like I said, we're not going to use the potato mine strategy here. We're just going to go with what they gave us. So, basically, they'll introduce a new... The whole game is like this. They'll introduce a new zombie, and then they'll introduce a new tower, and then a new zombie that is specifically designed to combat that type of tower. And then you get a new plant that'll help you specifically combat that zombie. And it just keeps going back and forth like that as time goes on. And you'll get more specialty towers as well, and It's a great journey. Every single level feels fresh and interesting because they're always introducing new concepts to you. I got really lucky there. Second zombie is coming down the exact same lane as his buddy, and come to think of it, that was happening in the last stage too, so I could have gotten away with using no potato mine strategy there as well. Go figure. In the episode, I decided to show off how cheap the strategy is. It really wasn't all that useful to begin with. I can't even cheat an RNG properly. Well, well. What else did you expect? There we go. Uh-oh. Now we've got ourselves in an interesting situation. I'm gonna put you right there. Maybe that wasn't the best decision. I probably should have just rushed the pea shooter. But it will keep him at bay for a little while these guys do their job. These two lanes are not looking good. Hopefully I can get some sun in time. I got really lucky in the beginning, and now I'm getting a bit of a bad draw here. It's just all part of the game. Time moves on. You also want to pay attention to the fact that Walnut has a fairly long cooldown. Like, it takes a while to be able to place down another one of these again, and it's only 50 sun, so it's not like you can't afford it in a lot of situations. You just probably won't have the option to even use it in the first place, so there is another micromanaging element to that, of making sure you actually... Uh-oh. I really don't want to do this, but it looks like I have to. Because I've got nothing left to take care of that guy. My Walnut's on recharge right now, so... It's a question of, do you want to save it for when one of those guys comes by? Or, because I don't learn lessons, I just place them down right now. Just to make sure you actually get a full row of 5 and you have all your bases covered? Or do you want to make it a reactionary situation and maybe leave your defenses a little weaker than they could be? There's a lot of questions like that you have to ask yourself. And that's part of why Plants vs. Zombies got the following that it did, is it's a nice, cartoony, approachable game that anyone can get into because of how cute it really is. And at the same time, it's got so many super deep mechanics. I think, well, there's no point in me just throwing it out there right now. I may as well save it. Oh, wait a minute. We've got 2 huge waves in this one. So, yeah, we can actually get away with that. I thought it was the end of the stage. That's how used I'm getting to this, going back to the beginning. It's been a long time, I'm not gonna lie, since... Oh, look at that. Look at that! You know what? How about you deal with this? So this is what the snow pea does. Like I said, basically renders those guys useless, because now they're moving too slowly to even jump over your defenses. And we've built up enough snow, we can start getting away with placing these things down. Just willy-nilly, wherever we want. That middle lane's not looking too good. Here, have some snow power. I feel for these zombies, man. I hate being cold. I've said it before over on my main channel back when I did the Let's Plays there, but there are only two things in this world. Out of all the things I dislike, there's only 2 in existence that I hate. I hate being cold. I hate being tired. If I can get through life without either of those 2 things happening to me, I think we'll be in good shape. Doesn't seem likely, though, considering how much work I've had to do lately. And you know what? I'm just gonna put that guy there. And there we go. We've pretty much, for the first time in the series, we've got our defense pretty much done. Like, there's nothing left to do but just collect sun now. I mean, nothing is gonna get past that. There are no zombies that are strong enough to actually get past that, no matter how densely they come forward. So, we're just kind of sitting back and collecting sun as it comes our way. I mean, I could just throw down something like a potato mine right there if I wanted. Just for a little extra panache, pizzazz. Any other P words you can think of that make something more fancier? I love how he tried to jump over the bomb. And later on in the game, you get nukes. It's okay, though, because I can fly. If you get that reference, you're crazy. It was that one character from X-Play, by the way. God, it's been so long I've actually forgotten his name. The totally extreme dude. The one who is good friends with Ratty. He could break a bottle over his crotch. That was a great character, by the way. I miss that show. I think a lot of people do. I'm not sure if a lot of people miss G4, though. I'm just gonna throw that one out there. That, yeah, what's been said has been said about that company. There's really no reason for me to go into it. And hey, our potato mine even survived that whole ordeal. He lives to be planted another day. What does happen to all of your plants in between waves, I wonder? Like, maybe they've just got a really neglectful owner. I'm actually a really bad garden keeper, and I forget to water them, and they all die. So here's the... Now we're at another interesting crux point in this game, because... Not only do we have so many plants that we have to choose which ones we actually want to bring in, but now we got this guy. Buckethead Zombie. Now, I believe... Oh, no, we don't have that yet. There's an almanac you get later that'll actually tell you about every single zombie and plant specifically. It'll give you funny little details about them, but... Well, first and foremost, we gotta bring our sunflower. And, yeah, I said I was gonna go through the whole game without it, so looks like the potato mine is the one we're leaving behind. But we did get a new plant to replace it, which is the Chomper. Chomper's an interesting one. He's a bit of a... He's got an element of a TSPP, a temporary solution to a permanent problem, where he's sort of a one-and-done thing. In a lot of situations, he's sort of a one-and-done thing. But, if you protect him well, he could pay off great dividends for you. And I'll show you what I mean when we finally get to the point where we can use him. For now, I'm going to put you there. Slow down this advance that's coming up on my yard. Do not appreciate anybody trying to dig their teeth into my skull, as do most people. That's that for that. You get out of here too. Hopefully that will... I really want to put down another sunflower right now. Yeah, I'm gonna risk it. You gotta build up that generation power. Because as much as using the potato mine strategy, or the Nintendo Capri Sun strategy, Timothy Bishop prerogative, whatever you want to call it, is, can help you get an advantage, you also want to make sure you don't fall behind. You want to have enough energy to build all of the defenses you need to when you need to. And if you don't build these sunflowers quickly enough, you will be in a situation where you just don't have what you need. Speaking of not having what I need. Maybe not. Maybe we'll be good. Especially if this one down here keeps pumping out more energy for me. There we go. Alright, we got one on each line, which means they're going to throw a Buckethead Zombie at me right now. I'm just waiting for it. There it is. There's the escalation. Hacha! Alright, now, bottom lane is cone-proof. Place another sunflower there just because I want to. You could probably get away with just one line. Oh, there he is. There's the bastard now. All right, let me do some counting here because I want to show off what the Chomper does. I'm gonna place him right there. Now, Chomper, he takes out any zombie he comes into contact with instantly. Like, it's not even a contest. He'll just munch them down. No problems whatsoever. However, you'll notice now he's chewing on that zombie for a while. And while he does that, he's totally vulnerable. He cannot do anything about anything else coming down that line. It's all up to the pea shooter until he completely eats that zombie. So, it's a great way for getting rid of more powerful threats, because they're the only ones that'll be able to get to him in the first place if you're building your lanes correctly, but... At the same time, you want to make sure you protect that guy with a walnut or something. And there we go. He's ready to do battle once again with the forces of evil. Are the zombies really evil? Like, I hate to bring up that old argument, and I know the internet... Sorry, I was reaching for the word there for a second, but... You ask these kinds of questions. This is not a short game, by the way. You're probably going to hear me go off on diatribes like this all the freaking time, but it's just a matter of asking, like, can you really blame them from doing what they do? If they were just infected by a virus? I mean, they probably don't even want to be here. Let's throw that guy out and then beginning to make getting rid of those guys a little easier. We're starting to put together our defense piece by piece here, and it's one of those obsessive-compulsive things. You're like, okay, I'm done with my sunflowers, I'm done with my pea shooters, now I can work on my snow peas, now I can work on my chompers, now I can work on my walnuts. It's one step at a time. It feels comfortable, it feels good, and when you break away from that comfort, just something feels fundamentally wrong. Alright, now we've got two advanced versions of the pea shooter now. We've got the snow pea and we've got the repeater. I love the puns in this game, by the way. Repeater fires 2 peas at once, so he'll still fire at the same interval as a pea shooter will, but he'll fire 2 bullets instead of just 1, meaning he's basically double power, which is why he costs double the sun. Get it? Now, I do like taking repeaters with me, but we've got some pole vaulters here. Not sure if it's the greatest idea. You know what? I don't really use chompers anyway. We may as well. Because eventually, in the late game, I like to replace all of my normal pea shooters with repeaters. Basically, you're stacking power. You're getting rid of a defense that helped you out late game with a defense that'll help you more in the late game when you need that extra power and you don't have the space to place more of the weaker towers. It's all about being efficient, pretty much, which is how you win at this game in general, so. Hopefully, speaking of being efficient, hopefully I'm gonna get lucky here. And get another 2-laner right at the beginning. We're getting a good bit of sun. I can put another sunflower down. As soon as I say it. I should just keep my mouth shut when it comes to things like that. It's like, oh no, I've got enough sun. Nope. It's all safe. I can play things the way I want to. It ain't. Fuck you. I thought I was going to cut back on the cursing. Now I'm disappointed in myself. Not that that's any different from what happens normally. Alright. Got a bit of a tiered approach here. They're all 1 lane apart. They really don't like being next to each other. These particular pea shooters came from the wrong side of the bag. Got to keep them separated. Until we do this, anyway. Oh, seriously? You're in that other lane, too? Well, fine, then. If the game feels like giving me another sun, I'll take care of that problem. What you got now? Probably a cone head as soon as I've said that. Because we all know he... Mother... It's without... fail. It's without freaking fail. It happens every time. I love how I put it out there super far, too. Like I still had chompers in my inventory or something. Come on. Come on! Come on! Oh, that's bad. That's bad. That is so bad. Oh, I thought that pea shooter was going to be able to get rid of him. Now we got another problem. Oh, this isn't going so well. This is a bad early game. Let's just make sure that doesn't happen again. Learn from our past so that we're not destined to repeat it. Because pole vaulters are no more durable than normal zombies, they just move faster. And because they move so quickly, it makes them inherently more dangerous. Far more dangerous than it feels like they should be. Alright, we're doing relatively okay, I guess. We've got all our sunflowers up anyway. Start building guns where we can. It might not be a bad idea to start investing in a couple repeaters, to be honest with you. Because I saw bucket heads in that lineup as well. Yeah, okay. We'll sort of tier the upgrades, if you will. In lanes where I don't have a walnut yet, or I can't place a walnut yet, we're just going to put more firepower. In lanes where I can't put more firepower, I'll just put another walnut. Stagger the resources where I can. When I can. How I can. Because that's the gardening way. Oh, hello. Actually... Oh, we got a cone head there too? I'm thinking this is a time for a cherry bomb. Let's clear things up there a little bit. Methinks. I wonder. Because that's the snow pea slows down their ability to attack too. They won't chomp as quickly either. I love how I had to put as much phlegm as possible into that sentence. It's weird. I talk for too long and my nose starts to get stuffed up. I have no idea what it is. Maybe that's just something that happens to a lot of people and I'm not aware, but... it feels weird to me anyway. Got almost every lane covered up with snow, so... Now we just have to worry about... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. No, wait, I think we'll be okay. Because like I said, they only take 10 hits, and we've got 3 in that lane to begin with. So, yeah, looks like we're good, especially if he slows them down. I can even do what I want and make sure all the lines are perfectly straight with one another. My OCD is showing itself yet again. It's your one weakness. Everything has to be perfect. Oh, but it feels so good. I've actually never counted how many hits cone heads and bucket heads take. It's just things get so frantic and hectic later on. You've got so many things you're juggling at any particular moment that you really don't have time to sit back and go and have wandering thoughts like that for zombies like that. It's like, how many hits, how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? The world may never know, unless you go to the Wikipedia page, because I'm sure somebody has looked that up by now. You know what? You know how literal I am? How much of a literal mind I was when I was a kid? How bad it was? When I saw those commercials, how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop? Not only was I one of the kids who actually would count, but I'm also that kid who would get pissed that the results were never consistent. I was just that type of person. We are A-O good, it looks like. That was a fairly good round. It started off kind of rough, but we came out on top. I usually don't get a whole line of repeaters like that. It's not bad. Not bad at all. We even ended off with 700 sun to spare. Too bad you can't carry that into the next day. Oh, it seems like somebody sent us a letter. Mail time, mail time, mail time. It's from the zombies. We're about to launch an all-out attack on your house. Sincerely, the zombies. Well, okay. Glad of you to tell me beforehand so I could get ready and prepared. Oh, and that is a lot of zombies, too. Now, the cool thing about this is what I like to call an all-out war level. Basically, they're throwing everything at you, and you're throwing everything at them. Sun is no longer an issue. I'm just going to delay here a little bit so I have maximum resources. Another one of those tactics, just waiting for things to sort of play out, let you know, okay, this is what the field is going to look like right now. Okay. Okay. Alright, I see what you're giving me to work with. And I can react accordingly. Got 2 bombs just in case things get bad here. Let's try and cover every lane with at least 1 normal pea shooter and at least 1... Let's see here. If I had 3 lanes of weaponry, especially the way I plan on building these things, I should be good placing a chomper there. Oh, and of course they give me repeaters to work with right off the bat anyway. Go figure. May as well put it there so we have double strength in that lane. And here, so we have double strength in that one. I mean, I'm gonna get rid of that little pea shooter there, because my plan eventually here, if you couldn't tell already, is to have one snow pea, one pea shooter, and one repeater in every lane, as well as a row of walnuts right here, all backed up by chompers. Make sure I've got every single aspect covered. Now I can get rid of that guy, put you there, and how about to put you there? Eventually, I'm going to replace the pea shooters with repeaters if I can anyway, though, so. No, not even going to give you the chance to get close. Just going to gun you down with superior firepower. Screw finesse, I have repeaters, anyway. There we go. Sometimes you might also want to throw something out there just so you can clear up more room in your inventory, because you'll notice you can only carry a certain number of cards. So sometimes you're just gonna throw something on the field just to get it out there. Make sure you can, hang on a second. There we go. React accordingly to whatever it is the game throws at you. Put another repeater there. Finally complete our line of walnuts. And another potato mine just for the sake of having it. Alrighty then. Yeah, I'm just gonna throw these guys down here because I don't need them anywhere else. I'd rather have more repeaters. Nope. I mean, you're sort of making frontline soldiers out of these guys. They're sacrificial troops, essentially. It's like, no, you can handle it. You won't get munched at all, I promise. There we go. The reserve gunnery, if you will, is all complete. 2 repeaters in every row and a snow pea. Front lines are good. Potato mines could use some work, though. Can anything even get past that now? I wonder. Just throw them out there because I have no reason to have them anywhere else. I can even sacrifice some cherry bombs at this point where we're so incredibly efficient. I wonder how far I can actually push this. If I can actually keep up a line of defense in the front 2 rows. If I just have such overwhelming firepower that I can keep all of these plants alive. I wonder. I mean, things like bucket heads are probably going to put a damper in that plan as soon as possible, but... No, you know what? I want to try it. I want to try it. I don't want to lose a single... well... That's gonna be the title of this episode. You do realize that, right? Plants vs. Zombies, Part 2. As soon as I say it. Good lord, man. Hate you, hubris. You're a dick. You owe me money. At least I haven't lost any potato mines so far, even though I've already exploded one earlier, so I've already lost that challenge. I also notice how they haven't been giving me a whole lot of chompers to work with either. Don't know why the RNG is like that right now. Oh, there we go. Yay, that time it actually worked in my favor. See, I could play that both ways, you bastards. May as well throw out my last bomb, too, because I don't need it for anything else. Man, they aren't doing much, but they're sure as hell trying. Yeah, that guy's done. There's no way. You're not eating another plant, buddy. And there we go. That is the first 10 levels of Plants vs. Zombies. The day cycle of our front yard done. And now, what do I mean by day cycle, though? And how come this plant is not only costs 0 sun, but it's the first mushroom we've seen? Don't those things usually grow in dark places? Well, the answers to all your questions and more, if you don't know them already, considering how popular this franchise is, will be answered next time. Until then, I'm Whatthefnu. Later, everybody!